Hey everyone, welcome back to Ragtag Stacking. In today's video, I want to talk about buying silver and gold with credit cards. Now, obviously, just like with anything else, if you get a credit card and then you max it out right away and you just make minimum payments on it for the next 4 years, that's not good. It's not good for precious metals, not good for anything. Nobody's arguing that that's something, that is smart to do. So, if you have your budget set and you get a credit card that's specifically for precious metals and you do your purchases and you pay it off each month, there are some benefits that you can get from it. They have reward cards and everything like that. You can get cash back. There are some benefits you can get from it. But for the most part, there's quite a few cons with using credit cards. There are some pros, like I said, with those benefits, but getting into some of the cons, the major one that I find is using a credit card is basically always the most expensive option that you'll find. We're all familiar with those tiered pricing systems. We see them on all the bullion sites, the online bullion dealers, and they will list, it'll say 1 coin to 1,500 coins, and then it'll have different prices if you're paying in Bitcoin and wire transfer, or if you're paying in credit card and PayPal, stuff like that. Credit card, PayPal is always the most expensive option. So if you can take advantage of the more cheaper options, then obviously that makes more sense to do. For me, I primarily buy from online bullion dealers that offer e-transfer. It's basically like a wire transfer in Canada from your debit account, and it's the cheapest option that you can find. It's basically like going into their physical store and paying cash for it. It's the cheapest way you can buy bullion from these places. And not a lot of sites have them. There's a select few. I use Bullion Mart and AU Bullion are a couple that I use up here in Canada. They have the wire transfer, the e-transfer option. But sometimes I do still use credit cards. I actually had to use credit cards on these two bad boys here because these were on Silver Gold Bull. I never buy silver from SGB. They have literally the worst prices on silver, but their gold is pretty decent sometimes. And you'll see a deal here. And these are the only American Gold Eagle and Krugerrand that I have. And I'm probably not going to get any more of them online. I'm going to have to go down to the States to get it to avoid the extra tax that they're levied on these in Canada. Those ones were on Silver Gold Bull, so I used credit card on that because they didn't have the e-transfer option. So when situations come up like that, I have no problem doing it and paying it off right away. But for the most part, when I'm looking to pick up in bulk, I'm picking a tube of something, or if I'm looking to pick up a quarter ounce of gold or something significant, I am trying to look for the cheapest price, and I will find that on the sites that offer the e-transfer. And another thing, you have to make sure you're on top of the payments. You can't miss a payment because you're just going to be hammering your dollar cost average. You want to make sure, set your budget, buy the stuff, pay it off as quick as you can in full. Don't do the thing, well, you wait till the end of the month to do it. You might forget, something might pop up, whatever it is, just make sure when you can pay it off right away. Make sure before you do the purchase, you already have the money to pay it off, is how you should look at using credit cards. And also, I just recently did a video where they were talking about using a blockchain technology to track the global gold supply. And obviously, a lot of stackers don't like the idea of tracking precious metals and tracking their stack and everything like that. But unfortunately, that's kind of what you're getting when you're using credit cards online or doing any online purchasing. There is that paper trail of the purchase. There are some people that I've seen in the comments, they don't even like to use the internet to meet up to make cash purchases in person. They're worried about their messages being logged on Facebook and Instagram, going back and forth with the person. I mean, it doesn't prove that you actually met up with the person to make the purchase. It just shows that you were talking about it. But there are some people that are very concerned even with having any sort of record of talking with anybody about buying the stuff. They're very worried with getting tracked. I mean, I'm not to that point. But for me, like I said, I do still use credit cards on some purchases. And yes, unfortunately, with that credit card, there is a paper trail that shows that, precious metal being purchased, which for some people is an absolute deal breaker, and they just go to the coin shop and everything like that. that's fine. They don't have to worry about any of the credit cards there. They just pay in cash to the person and get it. And like I said right at the beginning, of course you have to be responsible with it. Just don't run up your credit card tab and then just not pay it off. That would be very stupid to do. Just like that would be very stupid to do with furniture. You get $10,000 worth of a new living room and then it takes 7 years to pay it off. That's stupid. Don't do that. You can still use credit cards, but the cons widely and vastly outweigh the pros. So if you can use any other option other than a credit card, I would say do that. But if you want to use a credit card, be smart with it. Like I said, I still use it sometimes, and you just got to make sure that you have the money in your possession. You have the money in your hands before you make the purchase, and you can buy it, you can pay it off the next day, and like I said, you can take advantage of some cashback rewards and maybe pick up an extra couple of ounces at the end of the year when you get your cashback rewards or something. There are some benefits, like I said, but for the most part the cons outweigh the pros. And if you can buy metals any other way, and I would. But I would like to hear from you in the comments if you use a credit card on some of your purchases, all of your purchases, none of your purchases, however you buy your precious metals. I'd like to hear from you. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you come back for the next one. Thank you.